Jai Sri Krishna, first time in English in simple story form from Purans. Sri Harivansh Puran, Story of Symantak Mani, Episode-23. Vaishampayanji recounts that Yaduputra Koshta had two daughters, Gandhari and Madri. Gandhari's son was mighty Anamitra, while Mantri's son were Yuddhajit and Devamidhush. Anamitra's son Digna had two sons, Prasen and Satrajit. Suryanarayan was a dear friend of Satrajit. One day, Satrajit, renowned as one of the finest charioteers, went to beach to bathe and worship the sun. As he performed his worship, Suryanarayan appeared before him, seated amidst his radiant circle. His form was not immediately clear. Satrajit addressed the Lord, saying, "Just as I see you in the sky every day, I see you now before me, surrounded by a halo of light." Moved by this, Suryanarayan removed the precious Symantak Mani from his head and set it aside. Satrajit was overjoyed to have an extended conversation with Suryanarayan. Before departing, Satrajit requested, "Lord, please grant me the Symantak gem that illuminates the three words." Suryanarayan obliged, handing over the precious gem. Satrajit, now in possession of the brilliant gem, returned to his city, dazzling everyone with its radiance. Upon reaching the palace, he gifted the gem to his brother Prasenjit out of affection. The gem, renowned for its ability to bestow blessing of gold, wealth and prosperity upon the house of the person who possessed it. Despite Krishna's desire to obtain it, Prasenjit refused to part with it. One day, Prasanna, wearing the gem, went hunting but was killed by a lion attracted to its brilliance. Subsequently, the powerful Raj Jambavan slew the lion and seized the gem, taking it to the cave. Following Prasanna's death, the Vrishnis and Andhak began to suspect that Sri Krishna, having requested the gem from Prasenjit and being denied, must have killed Prasanna to obtain it. Despite Krishna's innocence, the accusation persisted. Determined to clear his name, Krishna vowed to find the gem and prove his innocence. He set out into the forest in search of the precious Symantak gem. While searching for Prasenjit's footprints in the forest where he had hunted, Sri Krishna came upon the mighty Rikshvan and Vindhya mountains and discovered Prasanna's and his horse dead. But the gem was missing. Nearby, Krishna found a slain lion. The track near the lion's body indicated that it had been killed by a bear. Following the bear's footprint, Krishna arrived at a cave. Outside, he overheard a woman's voice comforting a child, saying, "Don't cry, my son. The lion killed Prasanna, but Jamban has slain the lion. The gem is now yours." Recognizing the voice as Jamban's nurse, Krishna instructed Balram and the Yadavs to wait at the cave entrance and ventured inside. He faced Jamban in hand-to-hand combat for 21 days. When Krishna did not emerge from the cave during this period, Balram and others went to Dwarka and reported Krishna's death. Meanwhile, after an extended battle, Krishna defeated Jamvant and married his daughter Jamvati and retrieved the Symantak gem to clear his name. Krishna then returned the gem to Satrajit, thereby proving his innocence. Satrajit, who had 10 wives and 100 sons, along with 3 daughters, gave one of his daughter Satyabhama in marriage to Krishna. This episode highlights that even the divine could not escape false accusation and had to go to great lengths to prove his innocence. Vaishampayanji recounts that after Krishna returned the Symantak gem to Satyajit, it was stolen by Akrur and Shatdhanva. Akrur, who was also infatuated with the beautiful Satyabhama, conspired with Shatdhanva. One night, Shatdhanva assassinated Satyajit and seized the gem, which he then delivered to Akrur. Akrur took possession of the gem and made Shatdhanva vow not to reveal that he had received it. When Satyabhama learned of her father's death, she travelled to Hastinapur in chariot, weeping, and informed Krishna of Shatdhanva's treachery. At the time, Krishna was in Hastinapur, having performed the final rites for the Pandavas who had perished in the Lakshagraha fire. Upon hearing the tragic news from Satyabhama, Krishna entrusted the task of collecting the Pandavas' ashes to Satyaki. Krishna then returned to Dwarka and recounted the event to his brother Balram, asserting that following Satyajit's death, he has a rightful claim to the Symantak gem. Despite Shatdhanva's being slain in battle, the gem remained missing. This prompted Balram to express his frustration, declaring that he had severed his ties with Dwarka and the Vrishnis, and he subsequently journeyed to Mithilapuri. Meanwhile, Akrur, seeking to avoid further conflict, initiated numerous yagnas, knowing that those engaged in such rituals were prohibited from fighting. Akrur, over a span of 60 years, offered the finest gems as dakshina in his yajna. During this period, Duryodhan travelled to Mithilapuri to learn divine Gada Yuddha from Balram. Eventually, Krishna and the Vrishnis persuaded Balram to return to Dwarika. Following Satyajit's death at the hands of Shatdhanva, Akrur fled Dwarika with some Andhak residents. His departure led to a severe drought in the city. In desperation, the residents convinced Akrur to return. Upon his return, Indra resumed the race. To honor Krishna, Akrur married his sister Shilvati to him. Krishna, through yogic insight, discovered that Akrur possessed the Symantak gem. During a meeting, Krishna addressed Akrur, stating, "Honorable Akrur, the Symantak gem is with you. Return it to me, or I may once again become angered over this gem." Heeding Krishna's warning, Akrur handed over the gem. Pleased by the gesture, Krishna returned the gem to Akrur. Jai Sri Krishna. In the next episode, we will come to know about brief description of the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Episode 24. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.